Can you hear me?
Mm.
And we're going. Hey, and Mike is having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we are unable to hear Mike.
So let me just do this. Hey everybody, welcome to the Fantasy Burn. I can hear Mike now, but let's do this.
Well, mic check, mic check. Oh,
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
I guess that's the end of the broadcast. What just happened?
What the hell?
I,
Hey
Mike, I'm
guys,
so
Welcome
sorry about
to the
this.
Fantasy Burn.
I love it.
What is happening?
You're welcoming to the fantasy burn. That's what's happening.
I know, but what happened to my intro? It's like not playing. Uh,
You're
I like.
reading
right.
Mike's time. He's taking time out of his day. This is so unprofessional.
Oh, that's all good.
I don't know if we've met yet, Mike. I'm his kid.
Hey Liam, I'm Mike.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
That's me
so
too.
I heard what are they called? The Winnipeg Mad Bombers?
Yeah, Blue Bombers.
Blue Bombers.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What? Are they
yeah.
the team to beat in the CFL?
Well, one of them. Yeah, they are. They have been in the last couple of years. They won. Well, 3 out of 4 Grey Cups, and they were in the Grey Cup last year, but lost in the final by like a field goal. It was pretty crazy.
All right, I'm going to ask this question, and I mean no offense by it.
No.
Um, they couldn't think of a more boring name than the Grey Cup.
Yeah, you know what? I think let me pull up the origin behind it, and then you'll see it's named after somebody.
Got it. Okay, so there's the Stanley Cup and then the Grey Cup.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. The Stanley Cup was gifted by Lord Stanley,
right. It's Lord
and
Stanley's cup. It was his cup.
yes, exactly. Now, the Grey Cup is a trophy that's annually awarded to the winner of the Canadian Football League by Earl Grey, the Governor of Canada. So yes,
And the
Earl Grey.
inventor of tea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
was going
Earl.
to say, you got a great tea.
Exactly. So winner,
Quick
chicken
one
dinner
here.
on all aspects there, right?
Y'all have chickens
Yep.
up there in Canada?
Oh yeah, we got lots of chickens. We
I
have
know you got
people
some
that
good
have
beef.
a lot of beef, a lot of pork, especially
Plenty of beef.
where I come from here. The pork is Manitoba is known for its pork producing. So we
Okay.
get
And when we were in Alaska, we ate a lot of elk and a lot of moose, and we actually have a lot of moose down here too, just because we get it sent from Alaska. But moose is phenomenal.
Mhm.
yeah, we've made
And
some
elk.
good sausage with it.
Yeah, yeah. There's in Anchorage they have reindeer sausage hot dog carts like on the corners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious. And
We
elk
got elk,
bacon.
elk bacon. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
bacon
awesome.
jam. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a bit
One
leaner than your normal bacon, but I'm sure it's just as tasty.
It
one
it
day
tastes like fried spam almost. It's
Yeah,
delicious.
yeah.
one day
Mm.
for is that Bellinger because nobody wants to see Darren Waller make a catch. One day for like a company, it wasn't a company potluck. I was a substance abuse counselor, and my one of my group therapy sessions had a potluck. So it was me and the 12 clients that I had, and I made moose tamales. So made the masa, made the shell, wrapped them
I
in
Yep.
remember
corn shuck, like steamed them out. But it was a moose and dried chilies that I put together, and it was some of the best tamales I've ever had. They were good.
Sweet. So I only
All
got
right,
a couple
so
of minutes. I've got a sick kid upstairs, and my wife is out at her birthday thing. So I was able to sneak in tonight. So I don't want to take up too much time. He just ran and barfed in the bathroom. So I told him I'd only be
that.
down to check out my new mic and So this one works a lot better. Can you hear it okay now?
It works the same as the one before before it broke.
Yeah. So this one is the same model, but it's the one above it. So
Woo!
it's the professional one. So we'll see how it goes for Thursday.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh,
If we ever get paid for this, you'll be right
Yes, sir.
studio
there.
production.
One day, man. You never know, right?
Yeah, I got a sick one downstairs too. I was bad for a while. She's worse than I had been the last 2 weeks. I'm starting to get out of it.
Mm.
But I made her breakfast today. I baked some bread this morning. Made another batch for tomorrow. And there's actually a Canadian chef who I'm kind of obsessed with. Her name is Laura Calder, and
Mm.
she's on
Yes.
like Food Network
Yep.
stuff, and but she has this. It's a 36-hour recipe for kind of like a fermented boule that is unbelievable. And yeah, I've been watching her for a long time, and then the other day I was looking up the recipe and I saw some recent, not 20-year-old videos of her.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Oh,
like,
I know, eh?
oh, she's aged 20 years just like the rest of us.
Yeah. She's like pretty low key, like just a chill kind of like TV personality, nothing over the top. I liked her. She does good stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
two of my favorite cooking shows actually are Canadian.
Okay,
Maddie
what's the
I'm
other
Maddie
one?
Matheson.
Matheson,
Yeah.
and you're watching Munchies on Vice. I fucking love him.
Here I am with Chef Rang.
You
That's the
guys are
best.
hilarious.
Yeah,
So
so we did pretty good with our starts and sits, did we not?
we did
Mm.
pretty darn good, man. I'd say like this week for me was such a good bounce back. I had some good wins on my starts and sits. A couple like meh, but not like oh my god, like I told you
Right.
somebody to start and then I was like, holy crap, I really screwed this one up. Did a lot better there, and all my fantasy teams did pretty damn good this week. So I had a
Yeah,
really
I
good
was
bounce back.
rolling right along. As long as Daniel Jones doesn't score 72 fishbowl points tonight,
Yeah,
I'm still undefeated.
good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I nailed the Justin Fields call, so that's going to be my Studley.
Mhm.
yeah.
And then my
Uh,
Dudley is like what? Uh Jerome Ford, because everybody I said to sit did, like wasn't that great. So like I did pretty well.
all my sits were awesome. Like I had Joe Mixon. I had
Mm.
who else did I? Oh, I had Mixon, Rashad White, and Dak Prescott as my sits,
Yeah.
and that those were all good. Thielen was a good start for me. He did okay. Didn't do too good
Yeah.
with Tutu Atwell, but he had 9 targets, so that was nothing that like the situation was good there. So he'd probably be my Dudley, him or Tank Dell, who
I
also
have Atwell in the European charity event, and he like it's best ball, and he made it into the lineup, so he did well enough.
yeah. Well, I mean, he had 8 targets. Sorry, 10 targets. So I mean, that's nothing to shake a stick at, right? That's 4 weeks in a
Yeah,
row. So it's not like my call was off either. So I mean, yeah. I mean, if that's my worst call, 8 targets, 10 targets, like I'm okay with that.
I think my biggest Dudleys were all in the stream
Mm.
because I said to start the Cincinnati defense. They actually outscored the Niners, and that people started the Niners. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like three. The Bengals got me 3 points. Who knew that Tannehill was going to have a resurrection game and freaking
Yeah.
Derrick Henry was going to throw a touchdown pass? Like, come on,
Yeah. No kidding. That saved me on a couple spots.
good
I was
process,
up
good
against.
process.
Yeah, exactly. So it worked out better. Like I mean, like I said in the pod on Thursday, like we're only going to get better at this, right? As the season comes on and we have better information, we understand like this is the first quarter of the season now gone down, and we're really we're
Yeah.
really already seeing, some patterns now of what can
Right.
actually happen in the season and stuff. So hopefully it works out good.
My Substack article was a total mail it in, and I said start like Kenneth Walker. Everybody I said was like a starter, and then my sits I said Cooper Cup, who wasn't playing, Andy Dalton, who wasn't playing, and Keontae Ingram. So I nailed those. And then my streaming tight end, I said Travis Kelsey. I was like, I don't have the energy for this. I'm not even trying. Here's a picture of my dog. Fuck off.
That's awesome. That's good.
And
Apparently
Daniel
Jamal
Jones
Adams hurt.
stopped on fourth down.
How is
Yeah.
Jamal Adams hurt again?
Again.
Is he
Yeah,
hurt?
he's hurt. He's hurt like 3 plays in.
Oh man,
Yeah, he just got hurt.
Pete Carroll is psyched. In sad news, Russ Francis died today.
Uh,
So
Uh,
Russ Francis is a little bit before Liam's time. He was the mustachioed tight end for the early 49ers Super Bowl wins in the early 80s. He was
hmm.
kind of a local celebrity around here, and then Dwight
yeah,
Clark
I
made
was
the
like,
catch.
yeah.
And following on the Tim Wakefield death, like, who's the third going to be?
No one.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And
We're gonna end it at that.
No one ever dies again. No
and
one
in
ever.
Major League Baseball, the playoffs are about to start.
Yeah.
I made a
Can't wait
tweet
to watch the
today.
Giants.
I was trying to figure out like who I'm going to root for in these playoffs. So I was
Yeah.
going through and like the Phillies, the Orioles, the Rangers, the Mariners, or not the Mariners, the Rangers, bunch of teams. I don't really have a rooting interest in. There's a guy who's local, Rowdy Tellez, that plays for the Brewers. So maybe Rowdy I could root for. And then anybody that beats the Dodgers and Diamondbacks, like I fucking hate them. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to root for them. The Braves, you can't root for a team like that. They have enough fans and they're so dominant that like, I can't get behind them. So it's all about the captain, baby. Be belt. Let's go, Blue Jays.
Yes. See, you know what? We're playing the Twins in the first round here, and that's another thing. So obviously, I'm a Blue Jay fan because I'm Canadian, but I'm so close to Minneapolis too. So I often would go to Twins games because I'm driving to Minneapolis this weekend for the
Okay.
Hmm.
Chiefs game, right? So because it's our Thanksgiving here this weekend, so we get an extra day off. So I'm headed down here, and just so happens that the Blue Jays are playing the Twins this week. Yeah, but they're not playing when I'm down. They play earlier in the week. I think they play tomorrow and or Wednesday, Thursday in Minneapolis, and then they go to I think they play all 3 games in Minneapolis, but we're not there in time, which would have been awesome to see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would.
I love Canadian baseball. I was like an Expos aficionado, and I like the Blue Jays. One of my bucket lists. I definitely need to go to Toronto, and just like for the food scene, Kids in the Hall is from there, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like my inspiration in sketch comedy. And then I want to see a Blue Jays game. I want to stay in the hotel in the ballpark, and I kind of dig the Blue Jays. I've like known them since the Rance Mullenix days, George Bell, and like
Yeah,
all that. And yeah,
yeah,
so I decided today the Blue Jays are my playoff rooting interest this year. So
cool.
go Brandon.
We'll root with them together. I got a couple of buddies that are really into baseball that would maybe come in and do a cameo with you one night on a Monday.
Nice.
They
Oh,
would
I
they
could
would
get down
talk
on some
ball.
baseball knowledge.
Yeah, they would talk ball with you guys. Yeah, the Blue Jays back in the '90s there when I was about 10 years old, they were winning the World Series like 91, 92 there. Joe
Joe
Carter,
Carter.
yeah, Winfield and Jimmy Key, and yeah, there was that team. Those 2 teams that won were really good, and I was playing ball at that point pretty competitively at that stage of my life, so it was kind of a neat thing to have that all come together at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave Winfield is one of the best sports trivia answers of all time. Let's see if Liam can get it. Name the one player who was drafted for the NBA, the MLB, the NHL, and the NFL.
Russell Wilson. Dan Winfield.
Dave, yes, you got it.
Look,
Yeah, David
Drafted in
Winfield.
all 4 major sports. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's
some
crazy.
Winfield. He knows how to win in his name.
Hockey's the surprising one, but he went to the University of Minnesota. He was a Golden Gopher, eh? So
Mhm.
Probably
yeah,
was a goalie too. The size of him.
Yeah, he was one of those guys when I was growing up that was like, how does somebody that big play baseball? Like he just was bigger than everybody.
Yeah, no
He
kidding.
made Reggie Jackson look small.
So yeah, so I'm excited for the weekend. I got a big trip planned with my brother-in-law, and my buddy's flying out who lives in Kansas City. So I visited him this summer, and went and saw Chiefs practice and stuff. I know I'm talking to a bunch of Raider fans, so like I'll keep it to a bare minimum here, but
Oh no, respect where it's due.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like I yeah, we booked these tickets as soon as the games got put out. I was like, what? Because last year we saw the Bears play this exact same weekend, so
Mm.
it'll be my one exposure to an NFL game every year.
That's cool. We don't have that anymore.
Yes,
We
yeah,
can pay $300 $400 for a 49ers ticket.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Like one of the savviest moves they ever made was getting out of San Francisco and moving their stadium into Silicon Valley,
yeah.
thus
Well,
requiring you to have like much
yes.
expendable income to even get into the park.
Hmm.
Well, these tickets were ridiculous, like what we paid for them, and apparently they doubled in price the week after when because it's such a destination for a lot of areas, like especially in Canada that weekend, like because it's a long weekend for us.
Well, it's holiday.
So it's a holiday, right? So it's a long weekend, and then a lot of us go up there to go watch the Vikings play when they play on Thanksgiving weekend, and then they find out that it's the Chiefs, which is a huge draw. Obviously, Kansas City is only like a 7-hour drive from Minneapolis, so it's pretty close. So you're going to see a lot of people from there and all over the place. So it just sucks that the Vikings are so bad this year. Be nice to have a close game, but the
I
Chiefs haven't been
mean,
playing great either. So we'll see.
you could argue they're the best 1-3 team in football.
Yeah, well, yeah,
That's debatable.
yeah. No, the Denver
That's why I
Broncos are
said
the best.
argue.
I'm just.
Oh no, not the
It's definitely not the Broncos.
not the Broncos. No,
We're better than the Broncos,
my
and we're better.
Oh
American
yeah, yeah.
my American Thanksgiving is going to be a little bit pedestrian too. I might have to spend some time in New Orleans and go to the LSU Texas A&M game in
Do
LSU.
it. Do it.
I'm
Well, shit,
bummed.
I want to go to that. I'm not doing anything for Thanksgiving.
You and David can drive over there.
Yeah.
Do it up. You only
Yeah,
live once.
it's
If
time
you
off.
can make it work.
But he's an Arkansas fan, so he wouldn't even want to go to that.
Uh, Anybody who likes college football would want to go see a game in Death Valley.
He'd no. You just said it right there. Anybody who likes football.
David has liked ish football. He's at least said the right things for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was raised with a Troy Aikman jersey, and I had to get that out of him.
So you guys figured out all your stuff over at your dad's side there. The shocks kind of subsided.
Actually, Liam doesn't know.
Hmm.
So
Okay, well maybe. I'm sorry to.
What?
Grandpa got married in
Wait.
Hawaii last week.
To Connie, right?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Strangest
Wow.
situation. Like they live 75 miles apart. He asked me in that same conversation right before we went on that like what I was doing for Thanksgiving, and so tried to like figure out Thanksgiving plans. He and my brother and my nephew were planning on driving from Northern California to Louisiana, and so I talked to my girlfriend. She's probably going to fly straight from work in Alaska to New Orleans, and then I'll ride with my dad and my brother and my nephew. But she's not. His wife's not even going to go. Like, and
Oh well.
it's weird. It's a weird situation. So I think a
Wait.
lot of that is going to get hashed out if we are driving 3 days to Louisiana. But
Connie's not even gonna be there.
no,
Huh.
yeah. So things are. It is what it
Weird.
is. So
All right, boys. I'm
yeah,
gonna have to split. Sorry if it was such a short little time. I wanted to make a point to come and visit you guys on a Monday, and I'll try and come on again whenever I can, obviously.
hey,
But
one more thing.
yeah, what's up, man?
Do you have anybody who's an asshole? Somebody that stole production or vultured a touchdown?
Yeah, freaking David Montgomery stole about 15 of them so far on me this year.
Oh, David
So
Montgomery, you're an asshole.
I was going to talk about him. I was going to talk about him at some point. Very much looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got on the plus note, I ended up turning Puka Nakua into Jonathan Taylor in a dynasty league.
Woo!
So big time.
Yeah, let's go. I had a realization today, and this could be part of the does segment. But everything that I thought about Van Jefferson has come true
For Puka
For Puka
Nakua.
Nacua.
for Puka.
Jing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, one could argue that it totally means that Cooper Cup is a fraud. So,
Mm,
it's totally the scheme.
No,
It's not real
that's not
talent.
what it means. All right,
There's
Mike,
an
get out of
argument.
here, and I'll see you on
yeah.
Thursday, buddy.
Yeah, man. And I kind of started typing up a little bit on the notes, so you can jump in there whenever. I haven't really figured out what my starts or sits are going to be yet, but I'll
I
probably
saw
have
that.
some.
You hadn't even
Yes.
titled it yet.
Yeah. So I'll start to throw it on there, and I got some injury stuff up there because that's easy stuff to kind of start jotting down on there, and then we'll converse on Thursday when we
Yeah.
hook up. Okay, man.
Yes. Tell your
Okay.
mom I said. Tell your mother-in-law I said. Sorry. Tell your mom-in-law I said.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
We're almost through the stretch of birthdays now in my family. I just got one more. My two brother-in-laws in the next 2 weeks, and then we're on a lull till my son, which is in November. So we've had some crazy rounds. Okay, see you, boys.
All right.
Yep.
Okay,
Have a good one.
have a good one. Okay, we'll connect
Yep.
again, guys.
All right.
Okay, and we're looking at a 1st and 10. Daniel Jones drops back, play action. He comes up in the pocket, and he runs with the ball, and he's got a 1st down. And as long as he stays under 70 points, I'm good. Yeah, so everybody, that was Mike Lindbergh. He's my co-host on the DynastyProsFootball.com. Dynasty Pros YouTube channel. He is a writer. Find his content on Dynasty Pros. He's at FFCanuck99 on Twitter because he's from Canada. And he and I do the Dynasty Pros weekend warm-up every weekend. And so look for that content on Dynasty Pros. And we do starts and sits and injury news, week wrap-ups, get you ready, give you some starters. Like this week I gave you Justin Fields. Boom! And other guys, yeah! And told you to sit guys that sucked. And so watch those videos, Dynasty Pros on YouTube.
Only Justin Fields and Zach Wilson can have legitimately great quarterback games and yet still find a way to lose. I mean, it's a talent to be that bad, even if you're that good.
Fantasy football. This is not who's your favorite team.
Sure. I don't even have an opinion on either team. They're both garbage, but it's just fantastic. I love football sometimes.
Is that a sack from Witherspoon? Witherspoon?
Hey, you know what I was saying that we should do during the draft, like all draft? You want to know? It was trade down and take Deontay Banks. And he's given up like 50 yards all year. So, yeah. Kind of sad about that. Witherspoon would have been cool.
I said you called it.
Yeah, that Deontay Banks was going to be good. I think a lot of people called that, but said we should have taken him because that would have been awesome. Anyway,
I'm trying to figure out, can I start the show?
I have kind of a
Welcome
yeah.
to the Fantasy Burn.
Why does it keep doing that?
I am on stage.
Yeah, delete that file from my goddamn list.
Welcome back to the gray screen. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
I don't know what the hell is happening.
I've been giving you intros.
Huh?
I've been giving you intros. I'm doing the intro for you. Well, this is cute. This is very adorable. Old man figures trying to figure it out.
I didn't know that Art was in. All right, get the fuck.
Yeah,
Remove. Yes.
he was talking.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Remove. You banned. You banned.
So just real quick, I do kind of have a segment that I'd like to add, if that's okay. It's very minimal though.
Let's go ahead and do that on your podcast. But what was it?
So it's after week 4. So I figured like an idea could be after each week deciding like who our rookie of the year is, like offensive rookie of the year, because there's 3 and only 3 that I can think of right now that are even like close to being worthy of that award right now. Everybody else is like, meh. Maybe Tank Dell sneaks in there, but like,
Oh yeah! Shout out to Art. Art, if you're still watching, put in another comment.
for
I
for what?
mean, Tank Dell's
No,
fine.
we can get into it. I'm not saying that Tank Dell is in there. I'm saying like I can only think of 3, and then beyond that, I'm like maybe Tank Dell. I don't even know who else. Actually, no, that's unfair. I can think of about 5, but I was only going to list 3 that I think right now are like head and shoulders above the rest.
Well, obviously, Siege is one of them.
Yeah, so my current thoughts are that right now it's a 3-way tie between Zay Flowers, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson.
Devin Achan and Sam Laporta.
I don't put Laporta up there because he doesn't have the touchdowns. Does he?
Let's start the show.
See, this is why it's a good topic though, because there's a bunch of rookies that are playing well. Okay.
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn. Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
I don't know what is happening.
We can. Now I am frozen. Oh God. Yeah. Is that just on my screen?
Stop.
What?
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
Yes.
What the fuck is happening?
I'm You messed. Everything is going wrong, Dad.
Nothing's going wrong.
No, I say we end this and then start anew.
No.
This is a disaster. I'm frozen, Dad, and
You're
it
the
keeps
disaster.
muting me.
You're not
You
frozen.
keep. Yes, I am. On my screen, I'm just my dumbass face looking down.
That's not my problem. You're just fine in this video.
Can you
that.
what?
Don't do that.
Why?
Stop doing that.
Why?
Stop it.
Why?
Stop.
What's wrong with this?
Stop.
You made this. Are you not proud of your work? No, that didn't work. Well, it's all gone to shit, Dad. It's all your fault.
Why?
Welcome to the Fantasy
How are
Burn.
you so bad at this?
I'm just pushing the button. I swear to God, what is happening?
Why am I still frozen?
You're fine on this end.
Okay, so you're looking at the broadcast right now.
Indeed.
Okay, so I'm
Hold up 3 fingers and I'll tell you how many fingers you're holding up. 2. 3. 3 now. See, you're not frozen. I saw that.
yeah, I'm glad. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of wasting my time.
Stop.
This is fun.
I love it. Ooh, I gave you a title. It says Mr.
You wouldn't see Doug Benson struggling this much.
No, I don't see Doug Benson on podcast at all. It's a barn burner. 12 minutes into the first quarter, and we've got a 0-0 score. The 2-1 Seahawks visiting the 1-2 New York Giants. Geno Smith drops back. He gets up into the pocket. Oh, he avoids a sack. He rushes to his left. He skips a ball to Tyler Lockett, who's out in the open space. And and there's a holding call on DK Metcalf, or illegal hands in the face or something.
Here, give me a second.
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
I swear, why? I don't know why it's doing that. Let's try it this way. Wow.
There we go, unfrozen.
All right. So you can see your name then.
Yeah, can you change it, please?
I already did.
I gotcha. What? Why?
I thought it was fitting.
No. Well, that's not all I am. I'm more than that.
No, I know. I just thought it was funny.
Sure.
All right. It's time for
You got this.
what is it time for? It's time for duh.
Duh. Duh.
All right. What happened this weekend that we already knew? Josh Allen is a beast. The Raiders are garbage. Although, hey Chargers, it's better to be lucky than good. What else? What do you got?
For me,
Yeah. What do we? What happened
well,
that we
going
already?
right back to what you said, Josh McDaniels is a dumbass. But also, let's see. Panthers are garbage, and I've fully flipped on them. So are the Saints, though. So Um, and let's see. Oh yeah, the Bears are fucking garbage. Oh my god, they're bad. To the Broncos? I swear they're tanking. They're firing everybody and they're tanking, and they're trading Justin Fields for probably a third round pick.
I don't think so. I think Matt Eberflus is trying to win.
Dad, if they know what they're doing, which clearly they don't, so they're going to keep Justin Fields. But if they know what they're doing, they're going to trade him or move him to running back, and they're gonna draft Caleb Williams if they're smart, if they know what to do.
They're not smart. We know that.
Exactly. So Justin Fields will be their quarterback for the next 5 years, and they'll never be good, even though they spent a lot of money to try and be good. Kind of, kind of unlucky. So
They're not unlucky.
it's pretty rude when
They're trying
you're
to.
not even,
They're
not
trying
even
to
paying
do the right
attention to
thing.
your guess.
They're trying to do the right thing. They're getting
Well,
rid
do
of
or do
Chase
not. There is
Claypool.
no try. So
They're targeting the hell out of Kmet. Justin Fields had a hell of a game.
sure.
The defense was bad, and
Oh yeah.
I mean you have to get to Russell Wilson. I don't care how bad Russell Wilson is. I don't care how bad I think Russell Wilson is. You
He's
have to
playing
get
great.
you have to get to him. He's going to
Yeah.
run around and chuck the ball with his eyes closed,
Mhm.
and you got to account for that. And that's what the Bears
There-
ran into.
So
The Saints aren't bad. They're a good team. They ran into a buzzsaw in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense.
sure. So
And in
okay.
those division games, you look at what the Saints did for the last however many years to Tom Brady. Well, apparently Baker Mayfield broke that curse because now apparently the Buccaneers have the Saints number. Oh, look at the dog ghost. There's the dog ghost in the background. Hey, dog ghost. Hi, ghost dog.
Burr?
Brrr.
Hi Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Hi Murdoch. Hi buddy.
Oh, he knew we were. He knew we
He
knew he was
disappeared.
there.
He was like, evaporate.
He's like, what? Wait, there he
Oh,
is. Hey,
oh,
he's
there's my
trying to reach
buddy.
us from the beyond.
I'm giving you kisses and scratches from the great
Oh,
beyond.
Murdoch, what are you
Hi
looking
buddy.
at? Murdoch, can
Hi
you hear
buddy.
me?
I miss you.
Oh, little
Who am
buddy.
I? He doesn't even recognize my voice. He forgot about me.
Let's do this.
It looks like he's
Whoa,
glitching through time.
whoa, whoa,
What the fuck?
whoa.
My god. Oh, hi, buddy.
Murdoch, can can you say
Murdoch.
where are you?
Murdoch. Yeah, he doesn't remember me or love me.
Murdoch, he's a dog. He can't hear this stuff.
Yeah, he can.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he can.
Hey, he's also on drugs.
Oh. Okay, well, now he looks like a silhouette. He looks like Ruby Doo. Oh, there he goes. Oh. Buddy. Buddy.
Okay.
There should be a whole segment on the show just dedicated to Murdoch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a midstream dog break.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else did we
The
know?
Murdoch Hour.
We knew that the Detroit Lions are good. We talked about that last week.
I've known for 2 years. I've just been waiting.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is. It is for me.
Marvin Mims is underutilized. Oh, Daniel Jones can he get out? No, and he fumbles.
I think Marvin Mims is being properly used, which is not at all. and they deserve nothing good.
I agree with your last assertion, not your
Hmm.
first. Marvin
Oh,
Mims has
you
been
also drafted
extremely
Marvin Mims and believed in him.
underutilized.
I never did.
No, he's shown himself to be a more than capable receiver. He's
Because of
just not
one
being
30-yard
used.
catch? Because of one catch?
I'm sorry that you're not familiar with what we call in the business analytics.
Why don't you pull up your little stat sheet?
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Let's take a look at
I'm
Marvin Mims real quick.
Look, I'm pretty sure he's like their leading receiver or something like that.
Not Marvin Moms. That's a typo. Shout out Zach Wilson.
Huh.
All right. Targets 2-2-5-2.
That's a FIFA formation, I think.
Catches 2-2-3-2.
Okay.
Yards 9. 113, 73, 47. Yards per target 56.5. 14.6. 23.5. He leads the entire NFL in yards per target. That's a metric that you look for in fantasy football.
Sure.
Yards per catch 56.5, 24.33, 23.5. Again, leading the NFL by miles. The problem is he's not being thrown the ball by
Yeah.
dumbass Russell Wilson, and he's not being schemed to by dumbass Sean Payton.
That's why his metrics are really good, right? It's because
Touchdown, DK
he's
Metcalf.
making the most of the catches, but there's
Because
not enough
nobody wants to
volume.
see a JSN touchdown.
Oh yeah, JSN, total, like, what is happening? Why is he not this transcendent receiver yet?
Neither is Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, no, but I'm not even surprised about that.
See, it's about situation
Sure.
in the first
Laporta
part of the
Mayer
year.
situation.
Later on, it's about talent.
Which
So
is why I'm not wrong on Mayer yet.
that's part of this segment. Things that we already knew. It's
Yeah.
hard for rookies to break in.
Yes.
You have some exceptions,
Yeah.
but
Someone's got to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
for the most part, you have to lump guys like Puka Nakua, Jaden Reed, um, guys who are rookies that are actually getting some run. You have to lump them in to the same category as the guys who are not producing at all as rookies. You have
Hmm.
to,
Hmm.
even though they're getting some outlier target shares,
Yeah.
it's because of the situation, not because of the talent. So, talent wise, the rookie rankings over the summer haven't changed at all.
No.
Their performance is based on situation, and
Yeah. And that's and
unfortunately,
that's that's another thing that I look at when considering. Yeah, obviously, I see a lot of discussions being had about the rookies so far, and particularly with the Raiders, how they're underperforming, quote unquote. But it's like, first off, if you've got an incompetent head coach who doesn't know how to use the weapons that he drafted, supposedly to be his guys, his next Gronkowski, his next, like, deep threat receiver, Brandon Cooks for the Patriots, whatever, like, if he's not utilizing them, then it's not really even a fair argument, because one team in the Lions was set up in a position where they needed a speedy, athletic tight end to run their system. They knew what they were getting, they knew what they wanted, and they knew they weren't getting Kincaid unless they overdrafted, and they didn't really want him anyway. So, like, Laporta might be a better fit right now, but does that mean that he's the better talent over Mayer? I don't think so.
well, one of the things that you have to take into consideration is the pre-draft hype on Mayer and what led into that, right?
Right.
So when we talk about this thing, big slot receivers, new
Mm-hmm.
era tight ends,
Mm-hmm.
and we're referring to guys like Mayer, Kincaid, Laporta, Musgrave, Jake Ferguson, those guys. Mayer fits more the old school, what people were looking for, somebody who can block, although he's not very good at it.
Give him time. Seriously, give him time. He's got to learn NFL technique. People know how to get past tight ends. He's going to be just fine. I'm not even worried about the blocking it. You can learn how to block. You can't
Which
learn
is,
how to be schemed.
you can learn how to block, which is why tight ends typically take 3 to 4 to 5 years before they start to break out, because they don't get their opportunities until they earn them by blocking. But the big slot tight end
Yeah,
is a different animal, and that's where Sam Laporta and Kincaid and Musgrave and Ferguson are fitting in, where Mayer doesn't. Mayer had a high tight end grade, but he was being looked at
yeah,
differently.
yeah.
He was being looked at as an all around tight end. All of them were, which is why
Exactly.
those guys who are better pass catchers than Mayer and more athletic than Mayer were not graded as high as all around tight ends as Mayer. He's
And I
not as
think,
good as those guys are at catching the football.
I
He's
mean,
not as
I think,
athletic as they are. He's more of a blocking tight end than they were.
I mean, vertical speed, he's not really on the same level. I think he ran like a 4.7, 4.8, something like that, which is not fast at all. But in terms of like acceleration, in terms of like how he utilizes quickness in his routes, things like that, that's where his athleticism shows up.
How do you
He's not,
know?
because I've seen him do it in like college tape,
He
all
has
22 of.
0.5 targets per game.
I'm talking college. What he was showcasing, does that translate? Not necessarily, but the reason he was drafted, and this is my kind of duh for right now, is that he was a fluid route runner who could catch the ball in a contested catch scenario. He had one of, if not the highest contested catch rates of any tight end in the draft. I think that kid from Clemson was like the only guy above him or something like that. Who he's very underrated. I don't know why the Rams aren't using him. Anyway, like
They
he's
have Higby.
clearly got. Hmm?
They have Higby.
Yeah, sure. But when Higby's done, I think he steps up. Anyway, very underrated player. Just gonna put that out there. Dynasty sleeper, in my opinion. Just like Zach Kuntz, potentially. He's a little bit older though. But no, for Mayer, there were so many positives to drafting him that when he develops, when he becomes a more like sure of himself blocker, when he's getting schemed open, like year one, I never expected him to do anything.
That's the
I
problem. Okay,
yeah,
if he's so talented, then fucking use him. That's
Dad,
first.
we have an
Second,
incompetent. The roles have reversed right now. Like last week, we would have this would have been you saying about like you would have been saying what I said, and I would have been saying what you said. We have an incompetent head coach who doesn't know how to use the talent that he's got around him. He loves Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers gets the ball. He loves throwing the ball to Austin Hooper. He throws the ball to Austin Hooper. He fucking adores Jimmy Garoppolo for
I
some
get it.
stupid
But
reason.
think about it for a second. Why does Austin Hooper deserve the target share? Because he's an
Veteran.
established veteran.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm talking about. But the guys who are getting the looks right now are not in the mode of a traditional tight end like
Right.
Mayer.
Right. Which
So
is why I'm
we're not
not
talking about talent over situation in this case.
okay.
Mayer is on the track to break out in 5 years like traditional tight ends.
Hmm.
He's not an oversized wide receiver like George Kittle, who
Hmm.
happens to be a fantastic blocker also, Waller, Laporta, Kincaid, Musgrave, Ferguson, these guys who are catching the ball and they're getting the target shares because they're athletically gifted as pass catchers.
Yeah.
Mayer is not those guys. He's a
Right.
traditional tight end that needs 3 to 4 years to learn how to be an inline blocker.
Hmm.
I, as far as being a Raiders tight end, fine. But you can find that later. You don't spend a second round pick on that. As far as being a fantasy tight end, he's irrelevant.
Sure. For now.
You
And
can
maybe
go
he's
all you want.
and maybe he's never fantasy relevant, and that's fine because he'll be my heart relevant. I'll always have faith.
Oh.
I'll always have faith and love for Michael Mayer. I always will. I think his overall game is just so fun to watch when he's being targeted. And when he is targeted, he hasn't dropped a catch because he's had like one target, and two targets for 2 yards, something like that. But he hasn't dropped a ball.
Um,
Not a single one, I don't think.
he's what relevant again?
My heart relevant? No. He's my fandom relevant.
Which doesn't get you very far in the NFL.
That's great,
All
but
right.
I don't need him to. I just need him to be fun to watch for like 10 years.
Anything else that we already knew? The 49ers are good. The Cowboys are good. The
Are they?
Jets are bad.
So they're just going to lose to the Niners or the Packers in the playoffs anyway.
The Chiefs can have a terrible game, get smoked by Zach Wilson's best game of his career, and still come out with a victory.
Yeah.
All right. What the fuck? This is the section of the program where we talk about things we didn't expect. What did we not
Mm-hmm.
expect this week? The first thing I'm going to start with is the Raiders' second half on defense. The Chargers absolutely choking in the second half on offense.
Still won, but choked.
But the biggest one, and my previous guest, Mike Lindberg, and I talked about this in our Dynasty Pros on YouTube channel weekend warm-up show. The game of the week being Bills-Dolphins.
Sure.
What we didn't expect was the Bills' defense, who, we already knew they were good. We didn't expect them to dominate so freaking hard in that game. Holy crap.
Yeah, that one was. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're the team to beat right now for the Super Bowl. I still think that that's the Eagles, but they're making a pretty fucking good case. I mean, that secondary, sorry that Tre'Davious White is out. That's definitely going to have some kind of an effect over the course of the season. Tearing was it ACL or something like that, Achilles tendon, something. So he's out for the year. That's obviously going to have an effect and be like a pretty detrimental thing for them. But man, I had some pretty bold predictions after week 1 and saying that the Bills were not going to be better than that, and clearly I was wrong.
Which A is why you can't go off you week 1, and B,
Learn my
this is
lesson.
the NFL, which stands for you don't know what's going to happen week to week.
No fun league.
No, I just said it.
Well, for Raiders fans, the no fun league. Which, if I can just go back to that what the fuck comment about the Raiders, I'm in total agreement with you because they actually have looked like a pretty solid fucking defense, and the numbers say it. I think the Chargers before this game had the single worst defense against the pass in the entire NFL, which is crazy, even though JC has been playing like absolute trash. So, like, I don't know how defensive head coach Brandon Staley is really doing that, but hey, when he needs it, he's got players that can get him 6 sacks and bail him out and, game-winning interceptions. But,
That leads me into my next what the fuck
yeah. Khalil
things we
Mack.
didn't expect. No, well, I mean, if you were to go back and at some point in Khalil Mack's tenure with the Raiders and tell me someday in his career he's going to have 6 sacks in a game, I'd have been like, yeah, he probably will have 7.
Will it be when he's
fuck is
34?
that he didn't have 7. Like, how did he not get 7? The only reason he didn't get 7 is because Aiden O'Connell threw the ball as quickly as he did on that final play when he threw the interception, because Khalil Mack blew Michael Mayer up so hard, he should have had a 7th sack.
Yeah.
But the what the fuck moment for me was believing if Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be out, Josh McDaniels was going to go with Brian Hoyer throughout the week. Um, what we weren't told by Vic Tafer, I'm looking
Yeah.
at you, and who's the other guy? Anyway, the Raiders beat writers, nobody told us that uh, Aiden O'Connell was getting the first team reps in practice. It was
McDaniels
always
did.
a question about Jimmy Garoppolo. So once
Yeah.
he was ruled out, and then we were like, who's going to be O'Connell and Hoyer? And even the Raiders beat writers who had watched them in practice with Aiden O'Connell taking first team reps, even they
Mm-hmm.
didn't say anything. So
Mm-hmm.
finally, Sunday morning, well, it was about 3 in the morning, Adam Schefter reported that they were going to be, Geno Smith just caught his own pass for -2 yards. That was awesome. But Shefty reported at 3 in the morning on Twitter, Aiden O'Connell's going to get the start. Boom, bang, boom. I go to different leagues that I needed to, put Aiden O'Connell in my lineup, and
Yep.
he ported himself about as well as you could expect for a rookie quarterback. I was surprised that Josh McDaniels listened to the the hype, the backlash, the uproar,
Mm-hmm.
whatever of the basically like life outside of the capsule of the Las Vegas Raiders offices. Everybody said start the kid, and he listened, which blew my mind. That was a what the fuck moment. Um, Nothing about his performance on Sunday surprised me.
And I want to get into that. Go ahead. Did you have anything to end off with?
Well, no, I was just gonna say, like, having watched him in the preseason,
Yeah.
he looked exactly the same. Pretty unflappable, like you can't really rattle him. He's pretty poised in the pocket. He's got good zip on the ball.
Yeah.
He can he can float the ball when he needs to. He can throw it in a straight line when he needs to. Some of his timing was off. You could see on
Yeah.
throws that were supposed to be back shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't. You could see on some throws that he was supposed to be leading the receiver, that it was
Mm-hmm.
behind him, kind of thing. Um, he was definitely the victim of some pretty poor play calling on that
Oh yeah.
final. I isolated, and I sent you the picture of this earlier. I isolated the play
Mm-hmm.
on the last play of the game
Yep.
where he's supposed to bootleg out, and he's supposed to find picked Jacoby Myers open,
Yeah.
and it was not only was it a readable play if it was the first time that, I mean, it got shut down the first time they ran it, but
Yeah.
this
It
was
was
the
the second
second time
time.
they ran it, so the Chargers knew exactly what to look for. It was
Mm-hmm.
bonehead play calling, and the play to make in that situation is for O'Connell to like everything about that play was moving to O'Connell's right,
Mm-hmm. Defense knew it.
except
Offense knew
except
it.
for except for Devontae Adams coming across with the pick. Now, if O'Connell had held the ball for another tick, Adams would have worked himself open. But that wasn't the read. The read was on Myers, and Khalil Mack was crashing, so the rookie threw the ball right away. The play for him to do, and this is something that should have been schemed in practice, is for it's basically a passing counter play.
Mm-hmm.
If you break everything down and you look at the direction that everybody on the defense was going up until the point right before he threw the ball, so he wasn't in no man's land yet. He wasn't at the point of no return. If he had stopped, shifted his feet and shoulders to the left, and Josh Jacobs had leaked out to the left hand side, there would have been nobody around him because everybody was going to the right hand side.
Daylight. Yeah.
And the fact that that's not part of the scheme, when you can look at tape and watch that play in practice video, which they have,
Yeah.
in other game scenarios, somebody up in the booth seeing that play the first time they ran it and going, hey, let's run this call again. But this time, Aiden, stop, pop, go to your left, and hit Jacobs. Jacobs came up and he was expecting somebody to block. But the
Yeah.
Chargers defense was so snowed on that play that everybody was gone. And Jacobs, you can see him hop and stop, and he looks, and there's nobody even there for him to block. And then it's just Trey Tucker with a one-on-one. And if Tucker cuts back to the right, he's got that D back going over to that side with him. And Jacobs
Yeah.
is all alone. There was nobody that was going to be in that area.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not see that on film during live gameplay when they use that play already and Coach O'Connell to make that change? Oh my God.
It's incompetence. Okay, I might have a unique perspective because I've been really my agenda of Aiden O'Connell being a good player
All right,
has
let's start the
been
show.
Welcome
there's
to the Fantasy Burn.
I'm kidding.
that was just the warm up. No, so my entire thought process behind why they should be starting O'Connell has been just I'm so adamant on it because Jimmy looks terrible. I mean, he leads the NFL in interceptions and is missing a game. That's how bad it is. He's going to be back from a concussion. We don't know how that's going to affect things. He's also 32 years old, 33, and at this point has shown a consistent lack of ability to adapt to any kind of modern play style. Yes, he's running a little bit more. Yes, he's arguably been film wise the better of the two in terms of using his legs to improvise and make plays. But at the same time, we haven't really seen O'Connell schemed in any way that's going to allow him to escape a clean pocket. I would love to see O'Connell with a clean pocket at all. I don't know what the fuck was going on with him. If there was an issue of communication with them being an away game, something like that, for the O line to talk to each other. I don't know what happened, but the offensive line was made out of paper mache this last game, and he's at the mercy of McDaniel's incompetent as fuck play calling, and it's his first ever start in the NFL, and he still almost won that game for us. I mean, you were talking about how nothing surprised you about that. I was pleasantly surprised. Even with the two fumbles, I would rather he's fumbling the ball because he wants his receivers to get open and allows plays for his offensive weapons to develop, as opposed to just I'm rolling out and it was just a good play by Mac. Who knows if that ball is coming out regardless, but I would rather it be because he's trying to learn and he's trying to allow his receivers to make the plays rather than just, oh shit, good play. Good on Khalil for that. Um, Holding on to it a little bit too long, timing, that's all stuff that can be trained out of him and learned out of him just by playing more games. I hope he starts more games for us this season. He was exciting to watch regardless of the result, regardless of performance, interception, all that. He looked really good at everything. He had good touch on his passes. There's only really two passes that I was disappointed with in him the entire game, and neither one of them was even the interception. It was the hospital pass to Devontae, and it was the kind of behind Renfro throw that he had in the middle of the field. And I was like, those are the only two times that I was questioning him. Whereas with Jimmy, there were at least 5 to 7 throws in each of his first games that I was like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? What is the decision making here? What is even the scheme and the concept?
He
So
absolutely needs to be the starting quarterback moving forward.
he absolutely has to be, not even just in the sense of I think we'll be worse with him, which I think will actually be better. I think we actually stand a better shot of winning football games with Aiden as the starter, which is really sad to say, but Aiden seems like the best quarterback. And yeah, and I'm glad that you're on the train for that again, and you're actually starting to to see that too, and not even just you specifically, but Raider Nation in general. It was a 50-50 split of start Hoyer because he knows the system, blah, 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 versus the other sensible 50 that were no, let's see what the fuck the kid has, and kind of a free week where
I'm going to say this with all due respect, Liam,
Yes.
and the reason that acknowledging that you have been like on the O'Connell train since the draft,
Yeah.
it's because of your naivete. It's because you want to have hope for him,
Mhm.
and because you want to believe. It's
Yeah.
not because of any innate knowledge of how good he is, because
Well,
nobody has that. It's because you have hope. That's why.
yeah.
Now,
And even
now I will say that a lot of people dismissed him, including myself, until I saw him play in the preseason and I saw that he is a good quarterback. So I
yep.
have been on him since I saw his preseason tape,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah.
before seeing him in a Raiders uniform, you wanted it to be
Of
not
course.
not any knowledge or like analysis or anything like that. It
I
was
just want to cut in for a
it was with
second,
your heart.
real quick. As of 2 minutes ago, according to NFL rumors, Josh McDaniels stated that going forward, when healthy, Jimmy is going to be the starter. So that
Yes,
may be the only game of Aiden that we see. It might not be,
far
but
that.
I'm so much more confident with Aiden at quarterback. Again, maybe it's a hope thing. I don't really give a shit about Jimmy Garoppolo. I never did, and I would love to see this fourth round pick, who looks like Farva and is just a meme at this point, be good. And I think he really was. Like, I think as far as like rookie debuts go, outside of like first round picks that you expect to be good, he looked damn solid. Like, I have no complaints. I don't.
I was going to end that by doing this. I have one last thing to say about all this,
Mhm.
and it's a message directly to Josh McDaniels. You better start Aiden the rest of the year.
He's not.
That that was that was all.
Okay, because I just got done saying he made a statement that Jimmy is the guy going forward. It will not be Aiden until Jimmy gets hurt again.
All right. Any
Yeah.
other what the fuck moments this weekend? Um,
Well, I think a big what the fuck over the course of the season so far has been Baker Mayfield. I don't know. I don't know why the Buccaneers are like 3-1 right now. Is it just competition? Is it like just Mike Evans is
good defense.
carrying
Oh,
Baker?
sorry. I'm going to rewind a second. All right. I have one more thing to say, and this is a message to Josh McDaniels.
Hmm.
Derek Carr wins that game. All right.
No.
Baker Mayfield.
No. Nope. We're not skipping over that. Nope.
He showed at a certain point last year with the Rams that he's not completely incompetent, and within the right
I
system
hate
and
you.
everything, um, he can he can succeed. But
Yeah.
he is benefiting greatly from an incredible defense. Um, their
Yeah.
Buccaneers defense is really really good, and they're going to give a lot of people. They might be a 9-8 team. They might sneak into the playoffs with the wild
Yeah.
card. There's a chance that they could win the division, of course,
Hmm.
but the defense is going to give people fits all year long.
Well, what's crazy is that specifically for me, they were my third worst team in the NFL, and I had them projected to win at most 3 to 4 games. Just thinking that like the defense was depleted, this and that. Like I absolutely had zero faith in them, and
Oh,
already,
Graham
already,
Gano absolutely nails a 55-yard field goal. And with 3:05 left in the first half, the Giants cut Seattle's lead to 4. It's 7-3 Seahawks. Sorry.
Blood thinks he's a commentator. Um, yeah, I'm so shocked because at this point they would have to lose every single game the rest of the year in order for my prediction to be right. And even then, I don't think that 4 wins is like I don't know how many teams this year are tanking for Caleb, but it's at least 10. There are so many teams that look ass right now. Like I would not be shocked if the Vikings are intentionally tanking for Caleb. I would like
They're not.
there's
They just have a bad defense, and they've been unlucky.
sure, but I think with Kirk being gone at the end of the year, they're looking to get a quarterback, and if it's not Caleb, it's going to be Drake May or Penix. I think would be kind of cool. There's a bunch of options, of course, but I think that we're really seeing just a straight up like Bears, Vikings, you know, Washington potentially could be like all in on the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Even though Washington looks like they're the best of those teams that I mentioned, they've
I'm
still
gonna
gotten
I'm gonna go ahead and say, duh. I knew Sam Howell was gonna be good.
yeah,
I sure did.
okay.
Um, and how about other things that are what the fuck moments? Let's move to the Sunday night game. Um, Zach Wilson, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
He probably saw Kelsey's mom and was like, "Well, shit."
Kelsey's mom has got it going on.
I don't. I'm not going to acknowledge that in case I ever do an interview with Jason Kelsey, which I would love.
It was her birthday, I think.
Mm.
So,
My
no, sorry, it was JJ and TJ Watt's mom's birthday. Never mind.
You know what's funny though is that my duh moment of the week was that Brittany was gonna take everything personally and get super mad that the attention was off of her.
Do you think Ryan Reynolds is mad that I'm between him and Taylor?
I think he's more mad that Travis is between him and Taylor, but he's also got Blake Lively, so I don't think a guy that has revitalized a European soccer team and has a relationship with Blake Lively is mad at all.
How about Paul Mullen with that bicycle kick with broken ribs, holy or punctured lung? And they
That
told
was
him not to
crazy.
play, and he like completes a bicycle kick. He's a
Show me
dude.
one American willing to do that. That's some Euro shit. Like I'm not. I don't think any American on this earth would do that.
I would do that.
They'd be like,
I'm an
no.
American.
Them Englanders are built
I would
different.
do it. Put me on a professional soccer team. Pay me to play soccer. Then you can stick a needle in my lung and puncture it, and watch me do a bicycle kick.
Dad, I would pay money to see you attempt a bicycle kick
I can,
or jumping,
bro.
for that
You don't
matter.
even know. I
You're
used to
not
practice.
athletic,
I used to practice bicycle kicks. I could
Dad.
still do
You are
it.
20 years past athleticism, if
No,
not more. Yeah,
I still play
you're
ball.
you're past your prime though.
I still play ball.
You're well past your prime.
You're past my prime.
You jumping would cause earthquakes.
No, I've
Anyway,
lost weight. Stop it.
me too. I'm
All right.
skinny as shit, dude.
All right. Now it's time for Don't Give Up. Things that we know but aren't apparent yet. If you're in the AFC West and you are looking up at the Raiders, don't give up. You'll pass them.
Unless you're the Broncos.
If you are an owner of Marvin Mims, uh, Roshan Johnson, Quentin Johnston, if you are owners of those guys, don't give up.
I'm
They'll
not.
break out. You can throw Jackson Smith and Jigba in there. You can
Hmm.
throw Brees Hall in there. Don't give up on these guys. Don't give up on us, baby. Um, I mean, yeah, Geno Smith only wants to throw the ball to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. That doesn't mean
I would
that
too.
JSN isn't gonna like fuck around and show it.
Isn't he 20?
Who, JSN?
Isn't he 20 years old?
21, I think.
Yeah, he's either 20 or 21. I forget, but like Justin Jefferson is maybe 25. Like the kid has some time. I'm so tired of people like
Justin
talking about
Jefferson's the
rookies.
same age as Aiden O'Connell.
He might be younger, honestly. Um, yeah, no, but like my entire point is just that when did we stop giving people time? Is it because everything had like our attention spans are just like not able to go longer than a few years?
No, it's because you have somebody
Okay.
with a specific athletic profile. You have somebody who outperformed three major NFL players uh, during his time in college football
Hmm.
and has talent basically like beaming rainbows out of his asshole. And he should be given the opportunity to come straight out of the draft, especially with the draft capital that he has, and
Yeah.
perform right away. It's a
Yeah.
conversation that you and I have had a few times where I say that a specific team that will not be named wasted the first 3 rounds of the draft because they chose 3 players that have not yet made a significant impact when there were players available who have already made a significant impact. Well, there are 2 reasons for that, and situation is one of them, and talent is another. And the guys that are making an impact are talented. There are a lot of guys who are that talented, but in the wrong situation. JSN is one of those.
Yeah. I
Marvin Mims is another one. These guys they would be able to make an impact right away, but they're not given the chance to, and I don't know why.
And I just want to say I guarantee Jalen Carter looks no different than Tyree Wilson if he's on our team. I just want to throw that out there. I'm not saying that they're even equal in talent or anything. Jalen Carter is fantastic and will be good for a long time, but first game was against backup guards, and since then he's on the best defensive line in football.
I
He's
was trying to
benefiting
move
a
past
lot from
that,
that
but
system.
if you want to get into it, let's look
Hmm?
at some.
I don't need to see the stats, Dad. Tyree Wilson had a tackle for loss the last game, okay? He's picking it up. He's gonna be fine. I need you to stop complaining about the first 3 rounds as if they wasted talent. Like you just
I
got done
wasn't trying
saying,
to get into that. I was trying to move on from it, but you wanted to dive, so we're diving.
okay, because you used clear wording that was targeted to trigger me.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Let's take the Pittsburgh game out of it. Let's
Hey,
look at
Dad. Hey, Dad. 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 No, 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 Dad.
hang on,
Dad. Let's move on. Let's move
hang on.
on. I
Tyree
don't want to have
Wilson
this conversation anymore.
Tyree Wilson snap counts. Game 1, 50 snap percentage. Game 1, 50. Game 2, 49. Game 3, 45. He has 4 total tackles, 0 sacks.
1 tackle for loss. And it took 4 games for him to be lined up in the right technique, by the way. 2
Jalen
and 3
Carter,
tech.
50%, 48%, 45%, 46%. He has 1.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 8 total tackles. He's doing more with less opportunity.
Sure. Sure. You know who wasn't supposed to start yet?
Why? Who wasn't
Because
supposed to start yet? Tyree
because
Wilson,
we had Chandler Jones before he decided to go fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
which is exactly my point. Why
Yes.
does he then become the number 7 pick in the draft when other people are there who have already made an impact on fewer plays and he wasn't supposed to start? Why would you take a 7th pick in the entire draft and not start him? That's the point.
I think and this is the only reason and rationale that I can have. First off, incompetence for McDaniels again, but also it's the fact that he thinks his tenure is going to go further than this season. He thinks that he's got a Super Bowl window that is not yet here. He needs his quarterback in the future. He clearly, like, I think there was a statement that was said that, like, they didn't think anybody outside of maybe Stroud in the first round was worth taking as a quarterback. It was only Stroud, and he was the second overall pick, right? So quarterback was already done for them. They didn't feel like trading up. They didn't think the value was there. But clearly there is, because of the developmental talent, they decided that we're not in win now mode yet. So the best that we can do is get guys that by the time our window is open, that is when they will break out. That is the only thing that I can think of. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it was the smart decision, because what decisions has McDaniels made that were smart? I think Ziegler is in his right mind, but Josh McDaniels is clearly an incompetent fucking head coach. So that's the only thing that I can say, and I'm never going to admit that Tyree was an overdraft or anything like that, because he was on people's boards. Maybe not ahead of Jalen Carter, but there was a lot of off the field shit and controversy for him. Not even just like in terms of being drafted to the Raiders, but just as a player. He wasn't taking interviews with teams outside of the top 10. It's kind of an asshole thing to do. He wasn't like he was involved in his incident, whatever. So I'm not even saying that he murdered them himself, but his actions resulted in the deaths of 2 people. There's a lot of controversy around him. He had a terrible pro day in which he showed up overweight and was not like physically able to perform. There were question marks. He goes into a situation where he's got nothing but stability, nothing but fucking dogs around him on the defensive line, and he goes to the literal perfect situation. And he's a draft fall. He's got his best buddy in Nolan Smith, and I'm happy for him. I hope Jalen Carter is the best defensive tackle when Aaron Donald retires. Like, I hope he's the best. But for me, Tyree was like, you look at the draft boards, and Tyree was still a top 10 pick on most people's boards. Like, most teams had him talent wise up there as a top 10 to 15 pick. Same thing with Michael Mayer. So in terms of draft value, it's equivalent. In terms of like scheme fit on the team, that's a different story. And I think again it's because of poor coaching. But then again, someone like Quentin Johnston, who you were just saying, is like kind of did you have him as your don't give up, or did you just have him as a
As a don't give
okay. So somebody like Quentin Johnston, and I've been a huge proponent of this since the draft, like before even the draft. A reason that I was lower on him is because yes, he does have a 6'3", 6'4" frame. He has the height, right? But he's not some 230-pound big Mike Williams receiver that everybody thinks he is. He's like a 210, 220-pound, whatever it is, receiver that has a worse contested catch rate than Josh Downs, who is 5'10" and 170 pounds.
What
It
is
is
the definition of contested? If it's a jump ball 50-50, that's different than a contested catch rate. Contested catch rate,
it's not just jump ball 50-50 Mike
contested
Williams catches.
contested just means that you have a guy who's close to you. That's it.
Yes.
It doesn't mean a lot. The thing about Quentin Johnston is that what was talked about when he was being drafted in dynasty rookie drafts was that he wasn't going to come out of the gate doing anything special. And
Mm-hmm.
same with JSN. We knew going in that they weren't going to produce as quickly as Jordan Addison because of the situation they were coming into.
Yeah.
But
the
that
only
doesn't
thing
mean
that JSN can, damn it, the only thing that JSN has really done for Seattle is add a middle of the field threat, and
they're not
middle of
even
the
putting
field.
him in. They're the formations with 2 wide receivers. They play more than anybody else. Oh,
Yeah.
thank goodness! Kenneth Walker touchdown. Oh, I needed that.
Let's
Okay.
go. Okay, I've got him in the Dave League, and I'm hoping for him to score a lot of touchdowns this year. You know who I'm gonna say is my final don't give up though?
Who's that?
David Montgomery.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why right now. Clearly his usage is not going to go down because the internet is saying use this fucking 12th overall pick. His usage is not going to go down at all.
No, the
And
rules are set. We knew that.
yeah, and what he has is what he's going to be. Is he going to necessarily be a 32 rush, 108 yard, 3 touchdown per game guy? No, but that's close to what Jamal Williams was last year. And
without the yards. But yeah, he had 17 rushing touchdowns, and I think that David Montgomery is going to surpass that. We
and
knew
he's
that
capable
going
of the yards, not just the touchdowns. It's awesome. He's like a little 5'9", 5'10" running back, like a mini Josh Jacobs basically. And I knew that going into the draft, like when we had our Dave League draft, and I was like, I looked at league scoring. It shows, what is it, half PPR for attempts.
0.25 per 0.25 per carry.
Yeah, so per carry, 32 carries, whatever 0.25 of that is already added on there. Then 3 touchdowns, which is 6 each. So, 18 points for that. Then the yards, which is what? Is it half or is it quarter?
It's a point per 10.
Okay, so, then there's an additional 10 points for his yards, 18 for the touchdowns, 0.25 off of 32 carries. That was
Yeah,
a great game. He puts 48 points on the board for me, and I'm confident that he's going to continue doing close to that. Even if he's just like a 25 plus per game guy, I think that's still going to be what he is. And I knew that he was going to be that because there's no threat of Gibbs being a like bell cow. There's
yeah.
zero threat.
That's for the dust section. Everybody knew that.
Sure, but I'm saying don't give up just because you're like, man, I know he had this breakout game, but Twitter's been saying Gibbs has to be the guy going forward. So like keep David Montgomery on your teams. Don't trade him while his value is super high. Like
Yeah,
keep him. He is a fantasy asset for you.
right. We knew that.
Okay. And so it's more like a don't give up on him. But I also just wanted to have a little discussion about how much I love David Montgomery
All right, and it's
because I
time
love
for
him.
you asshole. But before we get to you asshole, I think we should
Which Monty is another great,
let's start
he's
the
another.
show.
Oh,
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
it's not even showing.
Why would you do that?
You're not going to do that for every single segment, are you?
No, I was trying to start the show. We haven't started the show yet.
Yeah,
Don't
we
say
have.
anything.
We started it an hour and 27 minutes ago.
Be quiet.
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
Someday.
You're a frustrating human being.
Anyway, welcome to the segment that we like to call "You're an Asshole." This is production vampires and touchdown vultures. All right, my first one. I'm gonna go with CJ Uzuma. Do I like CJ Uzuma? I sure do. But hey, guess what, CJ Uzuma? You're not the first tight end on the depth chart. And also, Garrett Wilson needs some touchdowns.
Zach
Stop
Kuntz,
stealing
baby.
touchdowns. You're an asshole.
Zach Kuntz deserves some playing time, not a practice squad spot.
My next one, Brandon Johnson. For the
Mm.
second time you make this segment, one target, one touchdown. Did Cortland Sutton want that touchdown? Did Jerry Jeudy want that touchdown? Did Marvin Mims want that touchdown? Brandon Johnson, you're an asshole.
I have a good one.
Noah Gray. Seriously, you're an asshole. O'Alley Cox. I'm sure Michael Pittman owners and Alec Pierce owners and Josh Downs owners, they didn't want those touchdowns. That touchdown, they wanted it to go to Mo Alley Cox. You're an asshole. Oh, that'll be my asshole of the week.
I got a really good one.
Go for it.
You know how much cooler it would have been if Josh Jacobs had 2 rushing touchdowns? Aiden O'Connell, you're an asshole.
No,
Yeah,
I had
he,
Aiden O'Connell in the lineups, so I
he
was
got
hoping
he
for
got
that. It was the
yeah,
only thing
but
that balanced his interceptions and fumble.
that's not on him. I'm sorry that McDaniel schemed a play where Aiden has no protection and that he threw a fucking terrible predictable ball that McDaniels was in his ear telling him to throw.
How about this one? All the way around. Devin Tompkins. What team does Devin Tompkins play for, Liam?
New York, right? I'm kidding.
Nope.
It's San Francisco.
No. Devin Tompkins plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ah, that was
And
my fourth guess.
Geno Smith is not in the game anymore.
Oh,
Devin Tompkins, 4 catches, 45 or four catches, 45 yards, and a
45
touchdown.
receptions.
And you know what? As a Mike Evans owner, this isn't why you're an asshole, Devin Tompkins. What about all of the guys that wanted Trey Parker? What about all the guys that wanted Godwin?
Mhm.
Devin Tompkins, you're an asshole. But you're not the asshole of the week. Do you have any more, Liam?
No, but I just now thought of a duh, which sucks, and I hate it.
All right. This week's You're an
Wait, actually,
Asshole.
no. I do have an asshole. I do have an asshole.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, you know, Michael Wilson. You know how Hollywood Brown would have loved a touchdown. You know how James Conner would have loved a touchdown. Michael Wilson, you are an asshole. Now, let me just say real quick, fucking duh on Michael Wilson. Every single week that has gone by, he has gotten better in his production to the point of, I think last game he had 4 catches, 80 something yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, fucking duh. I've been saying it. People need to listen to me, damn it. Hopkins goes. Guess what? Here's another 6'3 receiver with a crazy release and a great catch radius. Fucking duh.
Yeah. And we know
Look at
about
that. He's not fast, but he's tall as shit with great hands. Who's that? DeAndre Hopkins? I thought so.
All right. This week's asshole of the
You're an
week.
asshole, Wilson.
I mean, when you have a wide receiver 3 that catches a touchdown, I don't think that you can call them an asshole. I think
I
they
don't,
missed.
but I just wanted to throw that in there because I forgot about the duh.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying
All
to
right.
sneak him in there.
Know the game 38. That was a production vampire. You're an asshole. But you're not the asshole of the week. This week's asshole of the week is
Josh McDaniels?
half right. Josh Wiley, you are an asshole. I don't
Good
know.
old Josh
No-
McWiley.
Nobody wanted Nuke to catch a touchdown. Nobody wanted a touchdown out of Chig.
Yeah, I
Josh
certainly
Wiley,
didn't.
you're an asshole. All right.
Hmm. You know what?
I
AJ Brown's an asshole too because Devonta Smith only had a few points.
I missed why Geno Smith um, is out of the game.
I'll
Oh,
find out. I'll find out.
I just got an invitation to join Player Profiler's Thursday Night Football tailgate from 7:30 to 8 Eastern this Thursday because they love what I'm doing on playerprofiler.com.
Just okay. So I can't actually find what happened to Gino. Oh, hold on. Never mind. So I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
So this is kind of random. But do you think that last year's draft for the Raiders, when they had no first and second round pick, do you think that third round onward was good enough to warrant the first 3 rounds of this draft not being your favorite? Because you get Parham in the third, he's a starting caliber guard as a second year player, and he's getting better as time goes on. He's got a few plays here and there that he gets like, you know, overplayed and all that stuff. He gets worked, but he's clearly a solid guard for us as a third rounder. Got Munford in there, undrafted free agent. You think that their success from last year? Oh, Zamir White too. Tyler Hall, I think it was.
I guess. I don't
Okay.
know.
It's like clearly they know. Jacorian Bennett in the fourth, he's looking pretty solid as it is as a fourth round corner. Like he's got his ups and downs.
It's going to take me a while
Yeah.
to get on board with anything that Mick Ziegler is doing.
I won't hear Ziegler slander. He's done a good job. It's McDaniels who doesn't know what he's doing. It's my opinion. Yep. I'm not out on Ziegler yet. He's young and he's got a fresh mindset.
Fuck yeah. All we'll do is drink beer or your favorite tailgate drink and answer start set questions. That's so great.
Nice.
That's so awesome. That's like let me look at this real quick. I can't see it.
Oh, do we not have any more segments? Is this like close to the end?
Close to the end. We'll get into
the Let's Mock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. I made a comment about in my home rookie draft. I left with JSN, Zay Flowers, Marvin Mims, and Jaden Reed. I passed on QJ 3 times. And then Dynasty Onion at Dynasty Onion on Twitter just replied. This was like days and days ago. But he just replied days and days ago when I said that. He just replied, he reminds me of Claypool a little bit without the bad attitude. He's big and athletic, but he isn't a great route runner and has bad hands technique. Big physical players with bad hands technique have a very hard time catching passes in the NFL. DBs eat those guys alive. If you're not going to get separation to get open at a high rate and you're not going to catch contested balls, then how are you actually going to produce fantasy points?
Yeah.
And I absolutely get that. But one thing that I talked about in one of the videos that I've done before is that things like using your hands on a catch, you could see him do that in training camp. It's obviously being coached to him. Things like dead legging on a route run or using your body to create leverage. Those are things that can be taught. And the things that have made QJ great up until this point were that when he won, he was winning without those things. So it was going to take him, and we knew this pre-draft, it was going to take him a little bit of time before he started really getting a chance to shine. The main factor of that being his ability to get snaps with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Josh Palmer in front of him.
Jalen Guyton as well.
But if you talk to anybody in drafts or anybody who was high on him or whatever, they would always say he's just Keenan Allen and Mike Williams getting hurt away from being able to showcase his talent. So, yes, there were a lot of things that all had to come together and still do for Quentin Johnston to get his chance. He still needs Allen to get hurt. He still needs to be able to move into a place where he's getting a higher snap count and a higher target share. And he also needs time to develop the skills that can be taught.
Yeah.
But the reason that he was such a high draft pick is the innate talent, the unteachable stuff is there. And
of course.
So
and I think for me, a lot of the reason that I don't like him has nothing to do, or I guess not. I don't hate him as a player or a prospect for what he was. I just think that if you're not the type of player who is like 6 foot, 6'1", like basically a Devonte Adams, Michael Wilson, like route runner, DeAndre Hopkins kind of guy, that kind of body, that kind of talent where you've got like the release ability, the route running, the hands, all that stuff, but you lack that speed. That's one archetype. You could be like the guy was saying with Claypool, pretty fast, not like blazing speed, but fast, can get open in multiple different ways, tough throughout the entire catch, decent catch radius, at least rookie year is what he looked like he was going to be. DK Metcalf is like the prime example of one of these guys working out, 6'3", 6'4", big as shit, and not necessarily fluid in his routes, but he can get open because he's just faster than you. QJ reminded me a lot of an in between of like he can run routes. He's got like a crispy as fuck release. He has decent enough hands in college, like other than again having a guy on him in like press coverage scenarios, all that. He can probably win a jump ball, and you're right to say that it's different. That there's a difference between that and a contested catch, but a lot of it is just it kind of pisses me off. Maybe because if I was 6'4", I'd be in, trying to play in the NFL and like using my body the same way that like Calvin Johnson did. But it's like he's such an in between guy that it's hard to really evaluate him for me because we haven't seen many players like him that are that fluid, that fast, that kind of release at that size. So it's like my brain wants to think that he is just this like big, you know, Mac Hollins kind of guy, just like big contested ball catcher, jump ball Mike Williams guy, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's a Devonte Adams speedy route runner type who's just a little bit taller.
All right.
And it's weird.
Let's move on to let's draft.
But also, how do you draft him over Zay Flowers? I will never know. Especially if you're the Chargers, who already have two big as shit wide receivers.
Okay.
Like, anyway.
So,
what's the draft?
is that my whole screen? You see all of the screen? All right.
Oh, you're frozen.
And it landed on me. I get the first pick.
Okay. What's the draft?
You get to choose. What are we drafting?
Oh
Last
God,
week, tacos or whatever.
Taco Bell. Oh God, you can't give me power like this, Dad.
You have no power.
I need you to choose. I'm not good at decisions.
No, I disappeared.
What?
Oh, just to show you. Is it going to show? There it is. Okay. Yeah. It went to me.
Okay.
I got the pick.
Thank you for not cheating at this game that means nothing with zero consequences. Uh,
I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost.
Okay, give me 20 more seconds, and if I don't, then you think of something.
Why am I a ghost?
Okay, no, I got it. I got it.
Hang on.
All right.
This is dumb. No virtual background.
Man, Brittany just looking so disappointed is gonna bring me so much joy. There you go.
It's me. I'm back. Okay. What are we drafting?
All right. So it's kind of gonna relate back to what we were talking about.
Good Lord,
before
just say it.
Hmm?
Just say it.
Okay.
What are we drafting?
We're drafting players that we think should win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Like, these are your top 3 choices. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes
That's
total sense.
boring.
Okay, well then you think of something because I can't. And I don't want to make Art mad, even though he hasn't been here in 2 hours.
Um, all right, let's go with bands. I'm taking Tool.
I immediately don't want to play this game anymore.
All right.
You asshole.
Let's go underwear brands. I'm taking Hanes.
No, I don't know enough about underwear brands, dude.
How about soda? I'm taking Mountain Dew.
Soda?
Baja Blast.
Oh, then I win Sprite.
What?
Yeah.
It's not a mid off. It's what's the best soda?
Yeah. You're not even ready for my next pick, though. Mountain Dew Code Red.
Oh my god! I just got a text that reads,
Wow.
"My dad went to a neighborhood barbecue and met Elizabeth Olsen because she lives down the road."
Okay.
Elizabeth Olsen lives like down the street from Rebecca's dad.
Huh. Okay.
We're moving to Sonoma. That's
What
cool.
is the Scarlet Witch in person? Oh, we could do. Actually, no. We could scrap the soda one and do a draft around superheroes.
Let's just do Elizabeth Olsen projects.
I don't know enough. Old Boy is my first pick.
God damn it.
Well, I don't even have the first pick. I thought we were doing this as a joke.
And the Avengers.
Oh.
That one that she was in.
Endgame.
IMDb.
I'm kind of impressed that I was able to get Old Boy so quickly.
Why did I just put IMDb in the search bar in IMDb? What? All right.
No.
Let's draft IMDb's, and I'm gonna take IMDb first.
I still think the superhero thing would be better. Or like the comic books, like favorite or like the best comic book ever, right?
The Max. I win.
No, you don't. No one knows what the max is but you.
That's not true.
No, but I'm thinking not just like I'm thinking like specific comics. So go first. That's what we'll do.
Hang on.
Okay.
Elizabeth Olsen. I'm taking The Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley. The
Jesus
case.
Christ.
Sorry. How nice of her sisters to let her into something that she was in, or that they were in.
Caitlin Olsen isn't the Always Sunny in Philadelphia one, is it?
That's Caitlin Olsen. This is
What?
Elizabeth.
Yeah, but Mary Kate and Ashlyn.
Mary Kate and Ashley are the twins from Full House.
Oh, Mary
They're the
Kate is
old.
one name hyphenated?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's
Um,
dumb.
okay. Elizabeth Olsen projects. I have the first pick. I'm taking Hot Ones.
We're not doing Elizabeth Olsen anymore.
But I want to.
I know you do, and that's why you want to move to Sonoma, but we're not doing this.
I don't want to move to Sonoma. That was a joke.
Okay, well, we're still not doing this.
The Winter Soldier, Godzilla, Age of Ultron, Civil War. Wind River was good. Infinity War, Endgame, WandaVision, Doctor Strange, Multiverse. With my second pick, I would take Drunk History. So Drunk History and Hot Ones, boom, I win. All right.
I'm still going Old Boy, and I win.
No.
Yeah,
Uh,
that movie's fantastic.
no. Pat Fryermuth, 2 to 3 weeks with hamstring injury.
Oh no. Dang it.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Oh no. I guess it's Darnell Washington season.
So I'm looking at the bench on my fishbowl team, and it goes like this: out, out, IR, out, out,
Mm-hmm.
out.
Nice.
Seriously. All right, do something like pizza or
No, I've already told you it's got to be comic book storylines.
comic
Because
book storyline.
pizza, I'm going pizza guy's first pick.
Okay, then
But like we got to
what's?
do.
But I have first pick.
I don't care. Just let's do the fucking comic books one, man. Oh my god, I want to get out of here.
Storylines, books. Period.
Well, you can't just say like Batman because that's
You
just picking a
can.
superhero. No, because there's no comic book called Batman. It's always Batman : something.
Right, but you can take an Avengers book or an X-Men book, and it's
No,
a
because
book.
then you would do like Avengers, like Infinity War, and take that storyline.
Okay.
Batman: The Killing Joke.
No. We're talking titles, not storylines.
I'm talking storylines.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
No, because then you would just go Avengers and it would be fucking basic. I'm talking storylines.
No.
Yes. You said I should pick, and I'm doing I'm doing comic book storylines.
I said you should pick, but I thought you were going to pick something good.
You picked Elizabeth Olsen movies.
I was not serious.
Well, I am.
I was being
So
topical with comedy.
sure, but like, come on. Comic book storylines.
Wolverine versus Punisher. I don't give a shit.
Wow, way to be excited about it, Dad. Well, I'm going Dark Knight Returns, both volumes.
So that's your second and third pick?
Nope. I didn't even have a first pick. What?
You said Dark Knight.
No, I said Dark Knight Returns.
Okay. That's
Yeah, both volumes.
oh my god, whatever. Go okay, what's the next pick?
Okay, second, damn it, I wanted to say Watchmen, but I can't think of if that's like an actual. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay, Watchmen. Fuck.
Great.
Cool.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Find Pizza.
Is that a. You're gonna have to look that up and show me that is real. I don't
Dude,
believe you.
it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I don't believe
Finding
that.
Pizza.
Okay. All right.
No, I get two.
Yeah, you're third. You're third. I know how to snake draft, dude. This is the worst segment of any podcast that has ever existed.
It wouldn't be if you picked a good topic.
I picked a fucking great topic. You just don't like it because it's not yours.
No, I don't like it because it's dumb.
I want my Elizabeth Olsen movies. Me, soda.
Right, that's what normal people do.
You saying I'm not normal?
Yeah,
Well, it's child abuse, so get fucked.
you're not a child.
Not on the outside.
Um,
Gotta think of something.
no, I got it.
Okay.
I need to be able to like be specific with.
I've already got my 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew. The storyline in which they come from Earthsea and they search for the source of the rays that are making people in Metropolis act like primitive beasts. Captain Carrot
Okay.
and the Amazing Zoo Crew.
Okay. Do you have 2 more after that?
That
Because you
was
can
in
take time while I say my 2.
that was in Teen Titans, and we're off in 4 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. I won't take too long because I've got my 3, 4, and 5.
And then next
No.
one.
Wait. Hold on. So I
No,
wait.
I
You
got
did.
it. Captain Carrot and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Go.
So then I'm 3 and 4, right? And then you're 4 or 5. Then I'm 5.
No, it's 4 rounds.
That's 5 rounds. Why not?
4 rounds.
4 rounds. Okay. So then with my shit. Okay, with my third, I'm gonna go with the darkest DC comic book that has ever been created, and I'm going with Arkham Asylum: A Serious House on Serious Earth, which is the comic book that inspired Batman Arkham Asylum and is dark as shit, and I would highly recommend reading it.
Okay.
Very good.
What's the next
And so
one?
then you want my 4?
Yeah.
The Crow.
Okay.
I love the story behind it. I love the story itself.
Daredevil Born Again.
Damn. That was never even on my radar. What was going to be my 5th pick, well, it was going to be the Crow, but you made me panic only having 4. My 4 and 5 were going to be Arkham and then the Crow, but my 3, which is now going to be my honorable mention, is DC's Infinite Crisis, which
You don't put 7. Okay, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Fantasy Burn.
All right, let's end the show. All right. Thank you, dude, that got in and watched. I appreciate you. Anybody else who might be jumping in, go ahead and subscribe. I don't know how you found it, but subscribe. Hit the bell so you'll be notified next time I'm doing something. Share it. Comment in the comments below. And follow me at BigBonedFFB on Twitter, at KnowTheGame38 on Twitter. Follow him too. And we'll see you guys next week. Also, I've got some recorded videos coming up, and we got about 35 seconds for you to say goodbye.
And I just want to give a shout out to my Twitter handle, which is going to be at KnowTheGame38. KTG on Twitter, you can look it up. It's a badass picture, has my profile picture of Josh Jacobs. And,
You are insufferable.